life can be much broader once you discover one simple fact. And that is, everything around you that you call life was made up by people that were no smarter than you. And you can change it. You can influence it, embrace it, change it, improve it, make your mark upon it.
I knew that when I was 80, I was not going to regret having tried this. But I knew the one thing I might regret is not ever having tried.
You got to take that gift that's packed away on your back. You got to jump off that cliff and pull that cord. That gift opens up and provides the soil. If I were you, I would jump.
The first rule of success is to have a vision. You see, if you don't have a vision of where you go, and if you don't have a goal where you go, you drift around. You will not end up anywhere, or most likely in the wrong place.
When you're not sure what you're going to do, you're going to hesitate. And hesitation kills momentum. And momentum is what makes a sports team win. It's what makes an athlete, a business person win. When you get momentum, it's like it takes enormous energy to get a rocket out of our gravitational pull of the Earth. But out of the solar system is easy. Once it has momentum, it takes less fuel, less energy. It takes so much in the beginning. But once you get going, it's actually really easy.
Good morning. Good morning. I know what you're thinking. Yes, I did put the suit on by choice. I did look at the mirror before I walked out the door. My team has questioned my sense of fashion. That's okay. And as one of my newest team members, Amy, came to me a couple weeks ago. She said, I thought you were in on fifth year until I saw this suit. And now I know without question, you are all in. And you are very true, Amy, for that point. So thank you for coming this morning. Thank you for being a part of this incredible breakfast. What you're part of this morning, it isn't just another celebration. It isn't just another event. It's a movement that is gaining traction, building speed, transforming lives, and shaping the economic development landscape for Northwest Ohio. My name is Jim Pollock, and I am blessed to be the leader of the fifth year movement. And welcome to this year's JA Momentum. I know one of the other things you may be thinking, this looks different than in the past years. For the last years, our JA Inspire event is about having kids and high school students discover and explore what their future career could be. Today is more specifically about connecting kids with their future career opportunities. The breakfast doesn't happen just today. There is a whole day full of events, of interviews, of connecting our young students with their careers and their jobs as they move forward. But here's what I want you to understand right from the start. This is working. Fifth year is working. In just a short time, fifth year has evolved from an idea to a proven pathway. A pathway for young adults who aren't just asking what's next, but are finally able to answer it with confidence. This morning is highlighting the progress and where we're going to next. But before we go any further, I want to take a special moment to recognize some key partners and people that have helped us get here. First, a sincere thank you to Bob Baxter and the Mercy Health team for your unreliable support for years. Thank you. Undeniable support. Bob was one of the crazy people that 5 years ago that bought into an idea, and we wouldn't be here without you and your Mercy Health team. To Chick-fil-A for sponsoring the food today. For Jerry Brown and the Mad App Group up front. They bought into the idea, all of the brand, the logos, my crazy suit, this 5, everything you see was created by them and their team. So thank you, Jerry. To Bill Bissett and the Lourdes University team. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Fifth year would not be where it is without your dedication over the last 2 years to create the campus environment for our graduating fifth year students. To all of our business partners and community members, organizations, and families, thank you, especially the family members that are here. Thank you for letting your kids be part of something different. To my board of directors, thank you for continuing to buy into my crazy ideas and letting me keep this spot. To Dr. Holloway, Sharon Spire, Matt Schroeder from the entire University of Toledo, thank you for stepping up in a time that was so desperately needed when Lourdes closed to provide the next campus for our future home. And finally, to my incredible team, who some of them are over here, not all of them. This would not be without them. As many of you know, I do absolutely nothing. This is all I do. Wear nice suits and stand up here and talk. Everything you see here today, everything that's happened in the 5th year is because of them. But today isn't just about the 5th year. Today we mark a significant milestone in the history of junior achievement. Junior achievement has been serving Northwest Ohio since 1946. For 80 years, we have been educating our youth on financial literacy, career development, and entrepreneurship. I hope when you walked in, you had a chance to stop by the table out there, because there is some relics and there's some memorabilia from the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. And if you look closely, you'll even find the board minutes from the first meeting back in 1947 typed out on parchment paper. It's kind of fascinating. But to see where we are to where we've come is nothing short of amazing. We've had our bumps and hurdles over those years. We've had our challenges, but nothing compares to where we are going today. Which brings me to where we are today in the 5th year initiative. 5th year represents a bold, innovative step forward in a mission to empower students to be more deliberate about their future. It's a program designed to bridge the gap between high school and what comes next, offering a purposeful alternative path. 5th year represents young adults figuring out who they are, finding their purpose, gaining independence, and contributing to our community. 5th year focuses on 4 critical areas. What we want all of our 5th year students to get is to have a better sense of well-being and promote their personal well-being and self-reliance, to elevate their professional skills, their life skills, to advance their personal financial knowledge, and ultimately help them cultivate their career and educational path, their next journey in life. When those 4 things comes together, everything changes. We're watching young people walk into adulthood with direction instead of doubt, and that doesn't happen in isolation. And we're fortunate this morning to be joined by 2 leaders who understand exactly what's at stake and exactly what this 5th year movement means. First, you're going to hear from Dean Monsky, the CEO of the Regional Growth Partnership. Dean lives at the intersection of workforce and economic development every single day. He sees what happens when businesses can't find talent, but more importantly, he sees what happens when they can. 5th year is becoming a solution in that space, not someday. It's happening today. It's happening right now. Then you'll hear from State Representative Josh Williams. He has a unique perspective and brings a lens to this conversation from a statewide perspective, and is one of the biggest proponents to innovative workforce solutions in our state. Both of these 2 combined will give you a different perspective than what we are able to offer, because what we're building here is rare. To my knowledge and to our research, there is nothing else like this in the country. It is one of a kind, and its implications are big. And for workforce development, for education, and how we rethink the transition from high school to adulthood. So here's my ask of you today. Sit here for an hour. Lean in. Listen, not just to the stories, but to the opportunity that is in front of you. Because momentum doesn't just happen. It's built by the people in this room. It's built by the leaders who are willing to step in, to lean in and say, we need to be a part of this. As both Dean and Josh come up on the stage this morning, you are going to get a short video sneak preview into 3 of our alumni class of 2025 students and where they are now. Logan, Paisley, and Aubrey, young adults who, like so many others, sat here 2 years ago and wondering what was next. And through this experience, they found the answer that is real, that is their own. What you're going to see isn't scripted. It's not polished. It's not perfect. It's just 3 young people telling their stories, and what they have to say is incredibly powerful. So without further ado, we are just getting started. The best is so far ahead of us, but let's go.
Hi, my name's Logan, 5th year class 25. If I had to describe myself in one word after graduating high school around that time, I'd say uneducated. I was not entirely certain of my future, but I knew I wanted to do something kind of healthcare related. It's kind of jumping out at me. I also had no idea what was going on with everything else, all the other options. Then I found 5th year and I was like, you know what, I'll give it a shot because I could find something that I love more than what I'm trying to do now. And I did. 5th year focused a lot on us taking a step to really think about what we're valuing and that influencing our decision throughout our lives.
The internship at St. Vincent's has persuaded me a lot in my career path.
And that ultimately shaped me to pursue grad school eventually. I'm 100% doing that. Even doing nursing, that's a longer amount of school than paramedic is. It's a bigger commitment, but it's a priority for me. So through 5th year, I was able to find a lot more direction with my life. Now I feel like I'm so sure about what I want to do that I'm almost sad about the fact that I'm not there yet because I'm just so excited to get my life started. To the 5th year community, I think that I learned so much from you guys. I could almost not recognize myself. I feel so much more adult and grown because I was put in so many situations that I felt uncomfortable and forced to be comfortable in myself, and that really shaped me into who I am right now. Thank you to 5th year. I am so grateful for what it's done for me.
Wow, that was impressive, Logan. Thank you for sharing that story. I wish he was here with us this morning. I'm sure he's working hard somewhere and cannot be here, but that was just incredible. And thank you, Jim, for allowing me to share a few thoughts this morning about 5th year. Few thoughts, that's an interesting word. So I'm going to tell you a little story why I say few thoughts. So about 6 months ago, Jim and I met on this breakfast, and he said, hey, I just want to pick your brain a little bit. And we talked about some different things. He said, hey, would you mind speaking for a couple of minutes? I've done it 2 or 3 times at Lord's and a couple other places. I expected about, 30 or 50 people in a room. I did not expect this. And then when the flyer came out, it said keynote speaker. He got a call from me. If there's anything that describes Jim Pollock, it's that. Can you help out a little bit? Sure. And before you know it, you're a keynote speaker. So I've already, I think, taken a minute and a half just now. So that's a minute and a half of my 10, because I thought I had about 2 minutes. So I've got a great start right now. So first, let me just say how much I loved the concept of this program from the very first time I heard it from Jim a few years ago. And let me tell you why. Every single year, the Regional Rural Partnership works with well over 700 companies throughout Northwest Ohio. Workforce and talent is always one of the biggest topics we deal with. Whether it be a company that's already here, and many of you understand what I'm going to say if you're looking to expand your company here in Northwest Ohio, or whether you're a new company working with a site location consultant and you're looking all across the U.S. to find that next facility to create those new jobs and make that new investment, workforce is an incredibly important part of that conversation. And I will tell you, it's probably the most important thing that allows us to bring new companies into this region every year. I think we're known for having a great workforce, but for a region like ours, it is at best stagnant when it comes to population. We need every single person possible that wants to be in the workforce to be in the workforce. While there's no, what I would say, one silver bullet to that situation we're dealing with, certainly 5th year can be an incredibly positive component of that. I also want to say that there is no one I know, and I think many of you would agree with me, that is more passionate or committed to the work they do than Jim Pollock is, and with this program at 5th year, and I think that's incredible. So let me share just a few random thoughts that I believe about 5th year, why I am so supportive of it. First, let me talk about kind of what I have observed through interactions with the student participants. And one example I'll give you is at Springfield High School. Jim was with about 150 kids in the auditorium at Springfield. He spoke for over an hour, just like he did this morning. So passionate, so committed. I looked around that room as he was talking. Towards the end of that hour, not one of those kids was looking down at a phone or doing something else. They were focused on what he was saying. And I would say, as importantly, if not more importantly, at the end of that hour plus talk, he basically said to the room, hey, if you want to stick around and talk to some of my team or me or other people anymore, you're welcome to do it. 50 of those 150 kids stuck around and wanted to ask questions and talk more about that program. And I thought that was incredibly impressive. And it really showed the interest in the very group that we're trying to touch. Secondly, I want to talk about a recruiting meeting that I was part of, and there were 6 young men and women that were in the prior class that spoke at that time. And it was clear at how positively the impact was on each one of those 6. They were all incredibly well-spoken, very similar to what you just heard from Logan. And again, it really showed what it meant to those young people that went through the program. And the last thing I really want to do is have an ask for everyone in this room. And Jim had an ask, and I've got one as well. First of all, we need assistance in securing some of these internships. There are many business owners and business people in this room. It is relatively easy, and I really do mean that. It's easy to secure an internship once the company leaders understand how this program works and why it works. Everyone in this room knows someone that was in that situation but lacked an option like fifth year, and I'm sure many of us could look at ourselves and say, I was probably one of those people. I would encourage everyone in this audience, number one, support fifth year by identifying potential candidates, whether it be if you're involved in a school board, if you're involved in your school, make sure your schools understand that this program exists. Again, I think you would have, no matter where Jim goes with his team, no matter what 150 kids you're in front of, you're going to have a big portion of those kids that are really interested to hear more. And I think that's the first step. And then secondarily, it really is important for all of you that are businesses that are here. If you're already involved in fifth year, that's fantastic. But I would encourage you, if you're not, to talk to Jim and his team, and also talk to companies that have already had success. And Jim certainly knows those companies. And I think that would be incredibly important. One I would like to actually highlight, I don't know if anyone from Directions is here, but it's Directions Credit Union. They have actually been talking and been taking multiple interns every year at the same time, and they have had incredible success with this program. The ability for them to secure talent that might otherwise be unfamiliar with what kind of work and what kind of jobs are available at credit unions was incredibly attractive to them. And again, they have found a lot of success. So again, please ask Jim about companies like Directions that you could speak to if you want to learn more and actually talk to someone that's experienced and had success with this program. And probably the last thing I want to say is Jim and I both really do have a vision that this program is going to be much larger than the current footprint of where it is today, and then even as we grow it throughout Northwest Ohio. And I think that's something that really can be replicated throughout the U.S., through the JA system that is indeed throughout the United States as well. And something I wasn't sure, I actually sent Jim a note yesterday. I didn't know if I was going to mention this, but I'm going to, because I think we're going to have success with it. Probably, 6, 8 months ago, when Jim and I first talked about this program, I was aware of it. I went to the official grand opening announcement, whatever you want to call it, for Meta and their data center down in Bowling Green in Middleton Township. And Amanda Miller, who is really their governmental affairs person that covers all of Ohio, she covers the Meta centers down in New Albany, and now the new one being built in Middleton Township. She was there at a after event that had the mayor, some council people, the president of BGSU, myself, and probably about a dozen other people. And Amanda was talking about what Meta does for communities. As a matter of fact, just last week, they had their big event announcing their community action grants to 14 different organizations throughout our region that they really support. One of the things she told us on that day is that they are involved, all 26 of their data centers throughout the U.S. The number one partner they have in every single one of those communities is GAA. Needless to say, my ears perked up, made some notes furiously, called Jim after that meeting, talked to Amanda Miller, who's a 20-year friend of mine. She wasn't at Meta 20 years ago, of course. And I said, I've got someone you need to meet. She came into downtown Toledo at the JA new offices. Jim and I met with her. Her eyes were as big as I've ever seen them as she was listening about this program. We really believe that can be a great platform to take this nationally. They already have the relationship. Jim's about the most passionate person, I think, within that JA system. And we're going to work on some partnerships with Meta once this gets proven out here to hopefully take it nationally. So look, great ideas always start somewhere, and we're just fortunate enough to have this one right here in our own backyard. So once again, please support this program. Support it by finding students, making sure the word is out so those young people can take advantage. And if you're a business and you are not involved, please do it. And I always say, if you just can share something with one person. So if you are involved in it, and I'm sure many of you are, you might not be here. If you're a company that's involved in it, find one colleague at a different company, just one, to say you need to talk to the team. You don't have to sell it. Needless to say, Jim does a great job of that himself. So please, if you would, next up, please listen to the second video featuring a current BGSU student, Paisley Nolan.
My name is Paisley Nolan. I didn't really think much about what I wanted to do when I was in high school. Almost everyone in my family was very much heavy service. I didn't really have the drive to be in something like that. And stuck in between limbo between following what my family does and trying to find something else to do. Fifth year helped a lot with my confidence. And I feel like that was probably the best decision I made, especially now that I'm in BGSU. I have been able to make multiple friends here. I definitely had a lot of ups and downs and a lot of twists and turns coming here, but now I'm in a spot where I'm very happy. I mean, I'm at BGSU and I never even thought I was ever gonna go to a college and pursue a degree, and I'm determined to get my degree. The reason I feel like programs like fifth year are needed is sometimes I think people can get lost. I feel like programs like fifth year should be more around and should help the students who are out of high school who don't know what they want to do yet find their passion and be able to pursue it. If Mr. Jim messaged me being right now saying, "Hey Paisley, come to fifth year right now," I would most definitely help. They helped me find where I am, and I would wholeheartedly love to help other students get to where they are. And heck, maybe I can convince one of them to join the game programming side. A new friend would be pretty awesome.
Good morning. Come on, we can do better than that. Good morning. Well, first, I want to thank Jim and the fifth year team for inviting me, not only to speak today, but when they first invited me to come in and learn more about the program. Time flew. I canceled 2 of the other meetings I had that day because I think we sat in the office for like 2.5 hours when we first talked. I could tell the passion that he had for the program, and I was really inspired by the decisions that kids made because of my background. You know, this program is not just unique in the country in its vision and structure, but it's unique in its outcome on students' lives. You know, it's an honor to stand before this incredible graduating class of the 2026 fifth year program and the incoming students for the 2027 cohort. Whether you're on your way out of the program or just joining it, today is more than just a ceremony. It's a celebration of courage, growth, resilience, and the possibilities of a better future. To the fifth year classes, today marks an end of one chapter and a beginning of another. But unlike traditional high school graduations, this moment represents something uniquely powerful. You know, after high school, while many of your friends chose to rush into adulthood, you chose a path that required maturity, humility, and self-awareness. While much of society pressures young people to have every answer immediately after high school, you had the wisdom to invest in yourself, to choose growth over comfort, exploration over fear, and purpose over peer pressure. The fifth year program was created to help young adults discover their path through real world learning, professional development, financial education, internships, career readiness, and life skills. And that is exactly what each of you has done. For the graduating class, you've spent months learning not only how to build a career, but how to build a life for yourselves. You learn how to manage responsibility, how to work with others, how to navigate uncertainty, how to show up every day even when you don't have all the answers present. Those lessons matter. In fact, they may be the most important lessons you ever learn. Because adulthood is not about pretending you know everything. It is about the discipline and confidence to keep moving forward even while you figure it out. Look, I know something about difficult journeys and uncertainty. I grew up in the inner city of Toledo. I lost my father at a young age. I experienced poverty, instability, and homelessness as a teenager. At the age of 18, I dropped out of high school. Later, after getting a better job, a devastating workplace injury left me disabled for over 6 years. There was moments in my life where it would have been easy to believe that my future had already been decided for me, that I was destined to remain in poverty, hopeless, and in despair. But through those struggles in life, I learned something important, and that is your current circumstances do not have the authority to define your future. It is not your circumstances that define you as a person. It's how you face those obstacles that demonstrate your true character. And eventually I returned to school. I enrolled at the University of Toledo as a 30-year-old freshman. And in just 5 years, I was graduating from law school. I became an attorney, a college professor, and today I have the privilege of serving as a state representative in Ohio and majority whip in the leadership of the Ohio House of Representatives. I accomplished this not because the road was easy, but because I refused to let hardship write my life story. I refused to see myself as a victim when I had the character, the determination, and the ability to claim victory over my life. And as the 2026 and 2027 cohorts, you are beneficiaries of the fifth-year program. I want you to hear this clearly today. Your life story is still being written, and you are the authors of that story. What matters is momentum. What matters is character. What matters is continuing to move forward even in the face of adversity. And while today is about celebrating you, I also want to recognize the role you're going to play in making Ohio one of the greatest states in the region. The future of Ohio is a responsive and highly skilled workforce. That is why workforce development is not just important to the future of Ohio, but it is essential to Ohio's future. In many ways, it has become the centerpiece of Ohio's mission to become one of the most competitive states in the Midwest. And right now, our state is experiencing tremendous economic growth and investment. Companies are choosing Ohio because of our location, our infrastructure, our affordability, and even our business climate. The future workforce will require more than just academic knowledge. Employers are looking for communication skills, leadership adaptability, professionalism, financial literacy, critical thinking, and the ability to work collectively and collaboratively with others. They are looking for young adults who are prepared not only to work, but to lead in this modern economy. And Ohio understands that the states that will win in the future economy are the states that invest in people, especially young people. That means investing in career pathways, investing in apprenticeships, investing in vocational education, investing in mentorship and real-world experience, and investing in programs that help young adults discover purpose and opportunity before they fall behind. The reality is that workforce development is no longer just an education issue. It is an economic issue, a community issue, and ultimately a quality of life issue. And for students entering this program, understand that you are not just entering or participating in a program. You are part of the future workforce that will determine whether or not Ohio succeeds in becoming the economic leader we want to be in the Midwest. The investments being made into your generation today are investments in the future strength of our entire state. So take this opportunity seriously. The skills you develop here, the habits you build, the relationships you form can open doors that shape the rest of your life. One of the things I admire most about the fifth-year program is that it recognizes something our society too often overlooks: Young people do not simply need lectures about how to become successful. They need opportunities. They need guidance. They need mentorship. They need exposure. And they need experiences that help connect their talents, their potential, with purpose, with direction, and with opportunities to excel. And this program gave you the space to grow into yourself. And now the question becomes, what will you do with that growth? So as you walk out of this building today and into the next chapter of your lives, walk proudly. You are not leaving here as young adults uncertain about your future. You are stepping into adulthood with greater wisdom, greater confidence, greater discipline, and a greater perspective. You are trailblazers. You are builders. You are proof that there is no single timeline for success, no single pathway to prosperity. And years from now, when people ask where your path truly began, I hope many of you point back to this program and to this moment. Again, congratulations to each and every one of you. Congratulations to the 5th year journey that you have completed or are beginning. And to the ones that are just getting started, appreciate the 5th year journey. And congratulations to the entire Junior Achievement and 5th year team for investing in the future of Northwest Ohio. Your future is waiting. Now go and build it. Thank you.
When I graduated high school, I knew that I was going to go into 5th year, but before I found out that I wanted to do 5th year, I wanted to go into cosmetology school. I was also actually very interested in law. I felt prepared, but not as prepared as I wanted to be. I had a slight path that I thought I wanted to do, but I wasn't 100% set on how I was going to get there. During my first semester at 5th year, I interned at a law firm that went absolutely amazing. I had a lot of different experiences while I was here. I met a lot of different people, and I feel like one of the biggest things I took away from it was the connections you make are extremely important, and that led to them offering me a full-time position here as a legal administrative assistant. I benefit from the 5th year program every single day. Firstly, all the financial classes. I feel like my financial literacy has grown exponentially. I also absolutely loved all the professional connections and the professional skills I've gained, and just connections in general, both socially and professionally. Now I am content where I am, working where I am. I know I want to be here for at least 5 years, hopefully more than that. I want to be the most well-rounded person you can possibly find. I want to do everything.
Let that sink in for a second. These 3 young students sat here 2 years ago, not sure of their direction. Because of the incredible partnership with Mercy Health, Logan is now thriving, pursuing his nursing degree and on fire about his career. Because of incredible partners like Nemesis and our IT partners, Paisley is now pursuing her degree at college on fire, and I can't wait when she walks across the stage in 3 years with a direct path. I don't know what you're clapping for, Donovan, but I was excited about it. I didn't say anything good, but thank you. I appreciate it. And for Aubrey, think about a young lady who's now 19, who has a career job. She's living on 60% of what she makes. I don't know if Aubrey's here or not. Some of them are not here, but imagine being 19, living on your own, living on 60% of what you make, and already investing in your Roth IRA as a 19-year-old and having an incredible future. That doesn't happen without 5th year for these 3. And we're just getting started. But as we wrap up this second class of 5th year this year, I want to be real with you as well. Because as you're building something new, something that hasn't ever been done before, there is no blueprint for, comes wins and lessons. And over the past 2 years, we've learned a lot. We've learned what matters most. And yes, we've made a lot of mistakes, and I own every one of them. Not because we weren't prepared, not because we weren't building not because we're building something that's never really been done before. And when you're moving fast like we are, if you know me at all, the airplane took off before the even engines were fully attached. Creating new pathways, saying yes to opportunities, you're going to have moments so you have to adjust in real time. And this past year, in our efforts to continue aligning with the future talent needs of our business partners and community, we made some changes. We made some changes that our current fifth-year students didn't like. And that's okay. We implemented a stricter attendance policy. We didn't accept apathy. We tried to strengthen future hopes of our graduating young adults, and for that reason, we had many that started the year that did not finish, and that's okay. But as one of the current graduating students says in this class that just gave us his quote yesterday, fifth year taught me plenty, but what it taught me most is that there's power on the other side of pushing through. And that's incredible because that's what we want out of every one of our fifth-year students. We've never stopped learning. We've never stopped listening. We've never stopped creating, and we've never lost sight of why this matters. Every challenge has made this program stronger. Every piece of feedback we've gotten has made the experience better. And every student, both last year, this year, and incoming, is helping fifth year to become the incredible program that we all believe it can be. And I'm very proud of every one of them. But before we introduce our current graduates this year, I want you to hear a little bit from 3 of them that are about ready to walk across the stage.
Hi, I'm Sophia Combs.
My name is Aiden Dishno.
My name is Donovan Antoine, and I am a fifth-year graduate of 2026. Starting off, I was pursuing a higher education. I completed my freshman year. I had a meeting scheduled with Jim Pollock where he explained what fifth year was and the possibilities that it could bring for me. And the rest is kind of history.
After senior year, I knew I had a passion for computers and IT, and I loved it. But I didn't know how to get introduced into the space or if I even wanted to fully do that full time. So I decided on fifth year because Jim actually came and presented at my high school. And seeing that chance of taking that kind of gap year, but also growing from it, it really benefited me, and I thought it was going to be a great opportunity.
I just think I've done so much since then that it's like senior year of high school feels like decades ago. At the end of high school, I felt scared having to make all these big decisions. I freaked out and I was like, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? I tell everybody the reason why I joined this program was because I knew I loved animals, but I also knew I loved to do so many other things. So I just wanted to make sure that I was choosing the right direction for myself.
Fifth year has completely flipped my grid. I wasn't even considering IT. I went and did an interview. They absolutely loved me. And as I got more and more into software and hardware, I was able to pinpoint exactly what I wanted to do in my next step.
The fifth year program definitely helped me find my path in IT if I want to pursue that. So being able to find that out through fifth year has really helped me and is definitely going to put me above the rest of the hires.
This really made me realize that I love working with animals. This is what I want to do. This is why I wake up. This is what I want to go to school for. Me a year ago to now is a completely different person. So I just want to thank you all for helping me so much. You guys have been great to me, and I've always felt your support, and I appreciate it so much.
I appreciate the opportunity that fifth year has given me. It kind of gave me a stepping stone in the right direction and being able to find out everything that I need to know and build these connections that I wouldn't have otherwise.
To have a second to step back from just the life that I had before, I feel like that was really essential to realizing my true career path. I would have never gotten to where I was without fifth year.
So if you wondered if this works, there's 3 more incredible examples of young people that are thriving now because of this journey. So without further ado, the moment these young adults have been waiting for, it is my honor to present the fifth year graduating class of 2026. Each one of these students has charted their own bold path forward. They are different. They are different by design. They chose a different path that not a lot of students did when they graduated from high school. They've leaned in, they've embraced every opportunity. They saw the value of what fifth year could do for them, for what it could provide. And because of that, their futures are incredibly bright. As I read each name as they come up on the stage, please hold your applause until the end, and we will celebrate all graduates at once once they're up on stage. So without further ado, here is the graduating class of 5th year 2020-26. Leading off is Brielle Adams. Brielle's internship in early education helped her realize that her path led her somewhere else. In this fall, she's heading to Owens Community College to pursue a degree in scenography. Brielle Adams. Next up is Donovan Antoine. High five. Don't let me hanging. Donovan started out interested in media, but a site visit and internship with Directions Credit Union opened his eyes to the world of IT. He earned his CompTIA certification and accepted a full-time position yesterday at Buckeye Broadband. Donovan Antoine. Faith Black. A site visit and some great conversations with the Mud Hen staff led Faith right to where she wants to be. She's now stepping into a youth sports internship with the Toledo Mud Hens, bringing her energy to one of Toledo's own. Faith Black. Robert Cole. I've known Robert for many years, since he was a freshman at J-Lab, and it's so cool to see where he's come today. He has his sights set on becoming an entrepreneur. He's already thinking bigger than most and has some brilliant ideas for his future. Get back over here, Robert. Thanks, brother. Bashan Coleman. A shadowing experience at his internship with Schrader Tire and Oil gave Fashan a clear picture of where he wanted to go. He's now working towards his CDL license and his future as a driver. Fashan! Oh. Sorry. And it's like I jokingly say I've got a bunch of adopted 18-year-old kids, and sometimes you just can't let them go without a hug. This one's gonna be hard. Sophia Combs. Sophia is continuing her full-time internship with her internship company, White House Animal Hospital. She will be enrolling at Stotzenberger's Vet Tech program this fall, and she embodies everything we think of 5th year. And I'm gonna tear up. Her mom could be here today because she's struggling with the cancer and is in the hospital, and Sophia is still here. So God bless you, Sophia. Sophia Combs. Sorry, Erica, get you tissues. Jazara Cruz. A site visit to Marco showed Jazara exactly the kind of environment she wanted to grow in. She's staying on in the Marco's leadership track, putting in the work to move on up. Jazara Cruz. I'm going to introduce Elijah Diggins, but unfortunately he could not be here this morning. Elijah is one of our graduates that found something he didn't expect, a way to pair his passion for IT with the hands-on world of electrical work. He's now pursuing his journeyman card, building a skilled trade career that's all his own. That is Elijah Diggins. Next up, we have Aiden Dishnow. A site visit to the Mad App Group and an internship with Nemesis opened Aiden's eyes to the worlds of marketing and IT. And now he's pursuing opportunities in both, figuring out exactly where he shines. Aiden Dishnow. Miss Alyssa Fry. Alyssa's internship with Sunshine Communities showed her a career path that felt meaningful from day one. She's now enrolling at Owens Community College on a nursing leadership track, going into a field that really needs people just like her. Alyssa Fry. Ocean Hayes. Ocean's internship with Dose Aesthetics confirmed what she'd been working toward all along. She's enrolled in Mercy College for nursing school and has her sights set on a future as an esthetician. Ocean Hayes. Miss Kennedy Hill. Kennedy is heading to the University of Toledo to study marketing. Rockets. She's on her way. Kevin, that's the best I got for you. Kevin Mullen, I don't know where you are. Doing the best. I've got to work towards the Rockets. It'll get there. It doesn't come natural. Kennedy Hill. Tyler Hollerbach. Tyler's internship in the Mad App Group confirmed what he's already suspected. He loves the creative world. He's working full-time this year to fund his education in animation and graphic design at Ohio University. Tyler Hollerbach. Julian Jackson. Julian came in with an interest in social work, but a job shadow at Toledo Fire and Rescue opened up a whole new way of serving others. He's working full-time to fund his path to firefighting and EMT training at Owens Community College. Julian Jackson. Alex Jones. One of the more quiet students we have, but Alex is jumping headfirst into his full-time career in the culinary arts, bringing creativity and craft to the kitchen. He is a great young man, Mr. Alex Jones. Marquez Mills, one of the bigger personalities of the group for sure. Marquez's internship with the Program Inc. opened his eyes to the impact the nonprofit world can have. Now he's working full-time while continuing to explore a career driven by purpose. Marquez Mills. Parker Richardson. Parker is continuing full-time with the company that he interned with, Commercial Comfort, hitting the ground running right where he already belongs. Mr. Parker Richardson. Stella, we'll give you a little extra time. Stella Smith. A site visit to Mercy College was all Stella needed to confirm that healthcare was the right path. She's now heading to Owens Community College to earn her LPN certification. Stella Smith. And last, but certainly not least, just because her name starts with W, Dakota Warnes. Through her internship with the Toledo Mud Hens and the Walleye, Dakota found her passion for events, and now she's actively pursuing a career in event management, doing what she loves in the city that she calls home. So I'm going to invite all of our fifth-year students, graduating class, up on the stage. Could. Hold on. Get up there. I hope you appreciate how different this group of young people are. The path they chose, they did what a lot of their peers wouldn't do. They chose a different path, and they are now thriving. It is my pleasure to please welcome and congratulate with a big round of applause our graduating class of 2026. All right, we're going to move on to the incoming class of 2027. And what you're going to notice is there's a whole lot more of them heading to the campus at UT. Our current class is 50 students. We've had the pleasure to be in 22 different high schools this year. I know you all have the brochures in front of them, but we're going to take an opportunity to introduce each one of them. But before we get to the incoming class of 2027, I have a little snippet that we want to show. A look forward, a future self from some of our recent graduates.
Hey Donovan.
Hey Dakota.
Hi Parker.
This is your pre-fifth year self. I have a couple questions for you. Did you chase the dreams I had, or did you find new ones? Yes, we chased the dreams we had, and that's going into the animal field. So I'm going to go work with animals.
Did you find the job in media that you wanted? We did not find the job in media that we wanted because I had a completely different career change. We got a lot more out of it than if we would have just kept going to college.
If you could tell me one thing to look forward to, what would it be? My future. We were really scared about our future. but now it's like we have to be here, but we're not as scared as we were.
If you could tell me one thing to look forward to, what would it be? We're looking forward to our future after 5th year. I think we have a better idea of where we want to go, and we're more confident in ourselves now.
What advice would you give me knowing what you know now? Advice I would give you is to never be afraid to ask questions, because if you don't ask, then you're never gonna know.
What advice would you give me knowing what you've been through? Don't be afraid. I mean, obstacles come in, but we're strong enough to, get past them.
Hey, Don. So what's next? So our next steps are getting my CompTIA certification, passing Core 2, and getting a job as an IT specialist.
Hey, Sophie, what are your next steps? We are going to work at the animal hospital over the summer, and then we are going to apply to Stotzenberger for the vet tech program. I'm so excited. Like, I'm ready to go, I'm ready to do it, ready to put in the work.
But as we take this next steps with the University of Toledo, for those of you that are not aware, when the Lord's campus closed, the University of Toledo stepped up in a big way, and they will be the future campus home for these 50 incoming trailblazers that will move on to the University of Toledo. But this class of 2027 represents exactly why this program exists. These students are choosing experience over uncertainty and intentionality over simply following the crowd. They're stepping into a year that will challenge them, stretch them, and ultimately help shape their direction for the rest of their lives. And what excites me the most is that they're entering the 5th year at a program we are just getting stronger. With new partnerships, new opportunities, a new campus, and the lessons we've learned over the past 2 years, the future for these 50 young people are incredibly bright. So to the class of 2027, we believe in you already, and we cannot wait to see what your future holds. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce the incoming class of 2027 by school. Some of them are not here. I'm going to ask you to hold your applause, if you could, until the end. Some of them are not here because they had senior breakfast this morning and graduation stuff that they were doing at their own school. I say to that, but whatever. I'm kidding, of course. That was a joke. We still love them and we'll welcome them. But as I introduce names, in case you don't see somebody walk across with it, that is why. So without further ado, here come the 50 students that have chosen this incredible journey with the University of Toledo next year. Please welcome, from Central Catholic High School, who is not here, our first one, is John Cherry. Second, from Clay High School, we have 5 students: Cooper Bradley, Nakai Hayes, Brooke Hernandez, Evan Hughes, and Liana Rizzo. From Evergreen High School, who is not here, these are the seniors that are at their senior breakfast today. We still love them. I'm still going to introduce them. Thomas Baker, Nolan Harmon, Haley Harmon, and Xavier Robinette, all from Evergreen High School. From Genoa High School, Miss Kylie Schneider. From Horizon Science Academy, Tara Karras and Kylie Schuler. From Lake High School, Annalise Duval. From Maumee High School, Lance Harris Jr. and Austin Miller. From Otsego High School, Aiden Farrell, Jonathan Gomez, and Caden Reinberger. From Ottawa Hills High School, Kellen Feldbauer. From Rossford High School, Ariana Anaya. From Springfield High School, Isaiah Lowe, Titus Trowbridge, Hayden Wampler, and Sydney Young. From St. Francis de Sales High School, Mr. Wyatt Devaney. From St. John's Jesuit, Max Roski and Nicholas Taylor Betts. From Sylvania Northview High School, Charlie Bowden, Elliot Borer, Taylor Christensen, Jameson Dixon, Raya Graham, Haley Podolka, and Tristan Stoker. From Sylvania Southview High School, Miss Savannah Green. From Toledo School for the Arts, Elian Coleman, Isaiah Coleman, and Sophie Jewell. From Waite High School, Callie Rotten and Gabriela Ruiz. And last but not least, the school that always shows up in force year after year after year, from Whitmer High School, Kamar Burton, Caden Chase, Shimon Majors Jr., Cameron McDonald, Lindsay Rawlings, Morgan Rabarchik, Harbor Stiles, Dayton Tebby-Lett, and Penelope Wyrek. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together. A big round of applause for these incoming fifth-year Trailblazers. We're going to keep going with some photo ops for the families. We're going to bring them back up here in a minute. But as we close out this morning, did we hit the number? Man, Julia, you had no faith that we were going to be done at 9 a.m., I think. To the team that thought I would talk too long and be too long-winded, I think I hit my mark. But I've got one more thing I want to say, and I've got 2 minutes to say it. As we close out this morning, I hope one thing is very clear to you. Fifth year is more than a program. This is far bigger than a program. This isn't just wraparound services for a kid. This is an intentional life journey. It's a movement built on belief in young people, belief in their potential, and belief that the transition into adulthood can be more intentional, more meaningful, and more connected to the real world. Today, we celebrated two very important groups: a graduating class that helped pioneer and shape what fifth year has become, and an incoming class that now gets to reap those benefits of all the lessons that we've learned and carry our momentum forward. To our graduates, thank you for trusting this process. To you over there, thank you for trusting this process. Thank you for embracing the growth. Thank you for working through the hurdles. Thank you for letting us make mistakes. Thank you for all of the time and commitment you had and dedication to the fifth year. You mean more to me, each one of you, than you'll ever possibly know. To the incoming class of fifth year Trailblazers, your journey is just beginning. I encourage you to lean into every opportunity, embrace every opportunity, network with everybody you meet, embrace every conversation, lean in, because you, just like all those that have come before you, can have incredible stories a year from now. My hope is that all 50 of you will be walking across the stage next year with a better sense of purpose, direction, confidence, and where you're going in career. And I cannot wait to come back here in a year from now to celebrate each one of you in your journey. I would like to thank again the families. To the parents in the room, thank you for letting your kids take a risk on something that was unproven. To our business partners, thank you for proving out internships for young adults that many people thought couldn't happen and wouldn't provide value to the next generation. To our business partners, to our educators here, thank you for giving us the time and space to interact with your students. To our incredible partners and sponsors for today, Mercy Health, thank you again for this. And finally, again, thank you to Lords. I think there's still a couple people from Lords here. This would not have been possible without you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. And lastly, without least, thank you to my incredible team. I almost made it without crying. You guys mean more to me than you'll ever know. the amount of time and effort they pour into these young people every day is unreal. We jokingly call Erica Mama Bear, and she is exactly that. Courtney, Julia, Erica, Sabrina, Andrew, Amy, every one of you, every one of them loves these kids as if they were their own. For the parents that are here that are sending their kids off, trust me, they are in very good hands. To the business partners here, I hope you heard what Dean said and Josh said. We need your help. We need more opportunities. We need more business partners. We need more people to provide opportunities to help this next generation thrive. You're going to see up on the screen a QR code. If you're interested in anything you've heard today, scan the QR code. Just tell us you're interested. We will reach out. And I told you they would never be asked. And I wasn't going to ask for money, which I am not going to make you leave here and ask for money. But know that this does not happen without incredible investments. And we are looking for those to help fund our future, because this will far exceed these 50 kids. Our future, my goal in the next 5 years, is there's 1,000 kids in our fifth year ecosystem. And we have changed the narrative on what it means to be an 18 to 20-year-old and their future path can go through fifth year. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. God bless each and every one of you, and thank you for coming.